And then after that,
But then it says you must not sell her
right.
or treat
So
her as a slave
what this
since you
says
have
is
just
that,
finished.
what this says is that if you change your mind and you don't like her, you have to let her go. That's not a high bar. That's not a
Then it
moral.
says you must not sell
Yeah, you're
her.
not allowed to sell her
Okay.
as a slave.
Go
That's what
ahead.
it says.
Sorry.
That's not a moral flex. Okay, so we're going to concentrate on this. I want you to just try and put yourself in the shoes of this poor young woman who may well have been a young girl, because, as you say, in those days things were a little bit different. So this might have been someone of, say, 15 years old,
Yes.
something like that. Okay, you and your
15,
buddies, 14, 15 years old, yeah. You and your buddies have gone to where she lives and killed her family. Okay, you've been victorious in war. So you've killed her family, and now you've taken her back to your house and forced her to shave her hair and cut her nails, and given her 4 weeks to get over the fact that you and your friends killed her family. And then you think she's going to want to have sex with you?
Probably not.
Probably not. But you're entitled to do it anyway, according to this law. Is this a good law?
So, as I was saying, it's not a good law because you have the new covenant, but at the time it was an adequate law, obviously.
Was this a moral thing to tell people they could do, bearing in mind that if any of this stuff is historical, people would have done this. So this would have been done thousands or tens of thousands of times over the centuries that happened after this point. I really need you to be in the moral moment here. So knowing how many young girls, or young women if you want to call them that, would have been war raped. That's what this is. This is war rape. Let's call it what it is, right? Finding a bit of hotty totty that you like the look of, taking her back to your house, giving her a few weeks to get over the fact that you killed her family. Let me just deal with this. That's TikTok checking in.
But my entire point was that it's not rape, though.
Of course it's rape.
Because it says make her your wife.
Of course it's rape. No. Hang on a second.
Okay.
If you have sex with someone and she hasn't given you consent, that's rape. You can make her your wife.
Presumably she gave consent.
Why would she give consent? You've just killed her family. Why do you think she would give consent? If she did give consent, it would be under fear for her own life. It would be coercion. It would be like if I say to you, if I put a gun in your mouth and I say, I'm going to pull the trigger unless you let me have sex with you right now. You're going to give me consent, aren't you? Because you don't want me to pull the trigger. That's not really consent.